Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to go through Sarah's beautiful story about how she is so insanely looking forward to her baby being born and all the problems that come with it. So we're going to get to that, but before we do, there was an interesting comment which was left on Sarah's Instagram, and I think we should look at that first because it's very important in this storytelling process. So this person wrote, "From our conversation the other day, please be careful with what you share. Obviously, it's up to you what you talk about on your videos, but you know you can already feel the hate coming. Which I'm sure a lot of helpful and caring comments also just be aware of the advice people give you. People's previous own experiences will be more valuable regarding your situation than them giving you medical advice. As we discussed, your decision has to be your own with the advice of your doctor or midwife, but if there is someone that has been in the same situation, this may help you decide." So this person has apparently been having a conversation behind the scenes with our Sarah, and it sounds exciting. It does sound exciting. I mean, talking about it sounds brilliant, but I would question this person, right? If you're having a conversation with your friend or just a random stranger on the line, or anybody in actual fact, if you're having a private conversation with them, it's probably best to leave it to be private, right? I don't see the need to put this public and say that we had a conversation the other day and we discussed it all, and be careful with what you share, etc. If you have those concerns with her and you've previously had a private conversation, go and have another private conversation with her, because that would probably be more appropriate. Then again, I wouldn't expect anything less from an Ingham supporter, because they've grown up watching people, random strangers, just throw out private information freely, and that's fine. So private conversations are also public, that's fine too, according to these. Now, Sarah did reply, and she said, "Oh, it will definitely all be my own fault. Jeez, Jace needing glasses and Mila's hip problems are all my fault." Now, Sarah, I'd have to disagree. I don't blame you at all. I've never blamed you for those two incidents. Your children actually having issues, I wouldn't blame. Why would I blame you? It's not your fault, right? However, what is your fault? And this is the part that you always miss out with retelling these stories, right? Mila's hip problems, possibly, I'm not saying definitely, possibly, could have been exacerbated by you not getting her the surgery, or not getting the surgery when it was required and deciding to go on holiday instead. That is what you got hate for. It wasn't anything to do with, oh, it was your fault that she got it in the first place, her hip problems. Nobody said that. That's stupid. But what's not stupid is saying you went on holiday when you had an appointment to get her hips straightened out, and you decided to go on holiday instead. I think that's a reasonable thing to blame you for, right? And then there's obviously you sticking her in a car seat for the foreseeable future when she's going through her hip problems. I think that's also a reasonable thing to blame you for, but you don't put these things out there. You either don't acknowledge that what you're doing is a problem, or you think it's better to just to spin the truth a little bit and just, the haters are so bad to me. They're so mean to me. They're always so mean to me. Why are they so mean? They just don't understand our lifestyle. Yeah, no. Sticking Mila in a car seat for months on end was not the best thing for her hips. I think that is the thing that most people were a little bit worried about, And then she goes on to say, but the people with those opinions really don't matter. Got to give them something to talk about, otherwise what will their life be? Absolutely. My life would be nothing if it wasn't for Sarah Ingham. You made me, Sarah. You absolutely made me. How else could they possibly spend their free time? Anyway, I totally agree. RE medical advice. I'm more looking for people who have been through similar and how they recovered. Yeah, I'm sure sticking this medical information out there to thousands of kids on the line. Yeah, I'm sure they've all been through it. Anyway, let's see what Sarah has actually been through or is going through, because it sounds terrible. It does. It sounds horrible. So let's get right into it. Word of advice, and she does give a trigger warning or some sort of warning. So if you're not comfortable listening to this type of information, probably best to avoid it, especially if you don't want to hear about Sarah's down belows. Then only a select few people actually do want to hear about that sort of thing, and they're a little bit odd, really. Me and a few others, Anyway, let's go straight. Let's get into it now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's video. I thought today I would do a pregnancy update kind of video. I've got a lot of things going, well, there's not a lot of things going on, and I do just want to start this video by saying nothing is wrong. Nothing's like health-wise wrong with the baby or anything like that. Everything's going great. It's just a few things with me that's going on that I've been a bit worried about, and I do have an appointment about tomorrow, so I thought it'd be a good time to come on here and update you guys, because I don't really know the outcome of this appointment I'm going to have tomorrow, and so I want to be able to speak openly about it and not have to kind of hide my feelings on how I'm feeling and things like that. So just before I start the video, I do just want to say I know there'll have been a warning already at the start of this, just saying it might not be appropriate for younger children to watch. You might just, if you're a parent watching with your child, you might just want to watch it first and make sure you're happy.
See, when you say things like this, you may want to watch it with your child first, but what about the kids that watch it without their parents? Do they have to go and get a parent, or, are these teens old enough to make up their own mind whether or not they want to hear about your, areas and stuff? I don't know. Just, I think that this video could definitely have been put on your other channel, your channel, your own channel.
Before I do that though, I've got some packages here. I've just spent about 20 minutes, no, even longer than that, an hour, trying to work out where to film this video, because everywhere I sit in the house, you guessed it. You just guessed, I'm hot. And it's horrible trying to film a video when you're absolutely sweating. So I'm in the baby's room right now, I've got the window open. It feels really nice. So...
Well, Sarah, I've heard that recently you've been filming in your underwear, and I feel like that could have been a better option, if you stripped off and got the breeze on you and things like that. Nobody would have minded, and you said you're all for the openness, so, go for your life.
I've got two packages to open, which I'm really excited about. One, I've got no idea where it's come from or who it's come from. One's come from one of my lovely, lovely friends, and one is the baby's car seat, so I thought we could open those together first. This is from M&S. I don't actually know what it is, because, oh, look at the state of my dress. Such a mess. I haven't ordered anything from M&S, unless it's something second hand. Oh, it is. That's why. It's a second-hand item. So I got this on Vinted. It's not actually from M&S. The box has got a little bit ruined. But I ordered basically another one of these. I don't need the box anyway. I'm not sure why the person sent that. But I ordered another one of these organic close caboo carriers. It's organic cotton, and I absolutely loved this with... Did I use it with Jace? Yes, I did. I used a light grey one with Jace. I used a dark... I think it was this one. No, it wasn't this one. One with Mila. And that one I gave to my sister, who still uses it now. So I feel a bit cruel taking it back. So I got this for £5.50 on Amazon and Vinted, by the way. So I'm not going to take my other one back off my sister.
I don't know about anybody else, but I feel a bit weird, you know, hearing her say she feels a bit cruel having to take it back off her sister, so she's not going to. You know, nobody would expect Sarah to actually take it back from her sister, who is obviously still using it, and just say, buy yourself one, you know. I don't think that... I wouldn't expect her to do that, so I don't know why she's making a point of saying that she's not going to do that, because I think she's trying to come across as super nice, not a nasty person, but, you know, it's just a normal thing to do.
And I also have been doing a lot of research since I bought Jace's car seat, and which is like the best fit for newborn babies, etc, 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 etc. So I went with this one, the Avanaut, I can't remember the name, is it the Pixel Pro? It's the Pixel Pro. Yeah, this was most recommended to me on a car seat safety Facebook expert page that I'm on, basically. And I'll take it all out now and show you why I loved it so much. Okay, this is the lightest car seat on the market, and it's just shocked me when I picked it up to get it out. It is actually so light, like one hand, easy to pick up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 100% keen on the colour. It looks more like a creamy white on the website, and in real life it looks more like a, I don't know, it's got like a greeny, it's like a greeny tint to it. And it does also come in pink. I did debate for ages, I didn't order it for ages because I couldn't decide whether to order this one or the light pink. I kind of low-key wish I'd have gone for the light pink now. Or do I? Do I like this one better? I don't know. I'm keeping it. I'm not going to send it back. I do really like it. But what I loved about this seat is it comes with this awesome wedge right here for your newborn to sit on. So usually your newborn babies, like, this is all out and you just get like the thing here. And I just really liked how this came with this extra kind of insert. I do actually really like it. I haven't had a look at it properly, obviously. I've only just got it out of the pack. But yeah, it looks really nice. It looks like a really nice seat. So this is the car seat anyway that we've decided to go for baby girl, just in case anyone's wondering. It's got the inserts. It's also Swedish Plus tested, so it's a really good car seat, and hopefully baby girl likes it. I also really like how it's kind of like a lot of car seats seem to be like this, have the baby sat right up, but this is really laid back. I've got hiccups again, which I really like. Do I keep this colour or should I get the pink? Oh, I'm going to keep this colour. I'm keeping this colour.
And there you have it, a lovely little ad for the car seats that they've chosen and they picked out and they found and they sourced and they, yeah. It was not an ad whatsoever. I'm sorry, my mistake, not an ad. But it doesn't say it's an ad in the description or anywhere else. So I wonder, right, here's an opportunity for you guys. Comment down below. Do you think it's an ad or not an ad? Let me know, because I think that it could be, but Sarah didn't tell me, so it's probably not, you know. That's the way things go on this channel.
One thing that I did notice though was I do my own urine test strips, my own samples, just for like, I don't know, just for reassurance. I'll insert a picture now of one that I took, well, I took on this morning, and it indicated that I had a very high LEC.
Interesting here upon editing that Chris corrected her and said it's an LEU and explained what it was. Now, why did Chris feel the need to correct it, to make sure that everybody knew that what she was saying was correct, when things like this happen in the daily vlogs and things like filming your baby naked and things like that? That doesn't get picked up on or corrected or edited. It just gets ignored, right? But this is important to let people know the correct terminology so that they can also, I don't know why.
Level or reading. And for anybody that doesn't know, it basically, long story short, means a high white blood cell count, which is an indication of infection. So it kind of makes sense that with what I'm going through at the minute, which I'll also get to in this video. But
okay, so I'm not going to react to any of what she's going to say, and I feel like I should point that out now, but I am going to let it play, and just in case you're interested to see what she had to say. Okay, if you're not interested, skip to the end and I'll do my outro and that'll be all good. It's fine, I don't mind at all. But if you want to know what she's been going through, it's right here and you can see it. And it's not pleasant, It's talking about Sarah's gooba jubas and anyway.
This one was a high reading, like it was the highest. So it's like it should be like clear or a cream colour, or then it's like a light lilac purple, and then like a deeper purple, and then like a very dark purple. And mine was shown as very dark purple. Fully expected the midwife today, when I went into my appointment, to pick up on that and say, but she said, nope, urine's all clear. So afterwards I went and used, because the urine strips are in the bathroom in the office, so I thought, oh, maybe mine at home are just wrong, or they're just like cheap ones, or maybe it was a wrong reading. So I went back to the bathroom after my appointment and I did another pee sample and tested it again, and it was exactly the same, like the deepest purple you can possibly get. But I called them back just because I felt like I needed reassurance, even though they said there was nothing to worry about and it was clear. I felt really bad actually about calling them back, because I felt like they might have thought that I was questioning their ability to do their job, or I was accusing them of not doing their job properly, which I wasn't doing at all. But when you're pregnant and you Google what does it mean if this is high, is it dangerous, and it comes up with things like, yeah, it can cause stillbirth and it's extremely dangerous, it can cause premature labour. I needed my mind to be reassured, so I called them back and they were thankfully so lovely and explained everything properly to me. And they basically said that their urine test strips are very what's the word, basic. They're very basic. So they'd only be worried about infection if it was accompanied with protein in my urine or a large amount of blood in my urine. My protein was clear and so was blood. So that's why they didn't pick up on anything else. They said they don't even really check the other things. It's just mainly like the high risk ones. So blood in the urine, protein in the urine, which could indicate preeclampsia, urine infection, etc, etc. And I don't have those. So yes, it looks like I'm fighting some sort of infection, but it's not one that the midwife was concerned about. So every time I've done a pregnancy update, I've been like feeling great. I can't lie. I can't lie. When I got to about 35 weeks, I'd say I've been feeling like this for about a week now. It just felt like pregnancy hit me straight in the face, like a brick wall. Like I suddenly just felt this last week very, very pregnant. I've got low energy. I feel completely exhausted. I can barely breathe, so like doing anything feels like a massive chore. Like I'll have like a task to do, like I've been doing this nursery, which is not it doesn't need doing. It's just, you know, there's bits that I wanted to put away, and a bag of shopping that I've got here that I still need to move to my room. And I'll like have to literally sit in my chair here, the rocking chair, and I'll be like, right, I'm gonna get up and do that. I'll get up and do it, and I'm like, whoa, I need to sit down. I'm absolutely shattered. I can't breathe. I'm sweating. I've got palpitations. I need to sit down. And then I'll sit down for 10 minutes and I'll set myself another small task, like, okay, I've done them now. Now I need to do this. So that's how I'm going about my day, basically. Even like just the smallest of tasks seem to be taking me forever. I'm still sleeping okay, but I am and my hips are not hurting anymore. My hips was hurting while we were away, but now I'm back in my own bed, they're not hurting. But I have woke up the last few nights with like shoulder pains, which I presume is because I'm constantly sleeping on my shoulders, and they're constantly funny, awkward positions because I'm trying to get comfortable. But I'm generally just feeling okay. Like previously I've been feeling great. Now I feel okay. Like there's nothing major wrong, but I definitely feel pregnant. I'm definitely getting like to that stage where I'm tired and things are taking a while to do. So this is where the chat's gonna get real. I don't know how much I've spoke about this. I know I did briefly speak about it back in June when I had a gynecology appointment, and I'm sure I briefly spoke about it, but I don't know what I said. I don't know how much detail I went into. I don't know what I actually explained. So I'm just going to start right back from the beginning, but I'm just going to give like a long story short. So, long story short, when I gave birth to Jace 4.5 years ago, I noticed I had an internal vaginal cyst. It's very small. I can't even compare it to something because like the smallest thing I can think of that's like round like a cyst would be like a marble, but it wasn't even as big as a marble. So it's just not something that ever caused me concern. Not long after I gave birth to him, I was due a smear test. So I went and had a smear test and asked for it to be checked. I'm not the type of person that puts things off. If I've got something in what some people would class as an embarrassing appointment location, I'm not that person. Like, I don't care. Like, if I've got a cyst in my arm, I'm gonna go and get that checked. If I've got a cyst in my vagina, I'm gonna go and get that checked. I can't sit on things. Like, I have to go, and I'm not even really the type of person that gets embarrassment from it at all. To me it's just like, okay, I've got this wrong with me, I'm worrying about it, so I'm gonna go get someone to look. I don't think in depth. I don't get really anxious and nervous about the appointment. It's the same with smear tests. Like, yeah, I don't like going and having these things done, or you don't like going and having these exams done, but I do it, and I don't feel bad about doing it, or ashamed or embarrassed or anything like that. I just go and do it. And I've never had an awkward or uncomfortable situation in any of these appointments either. It's usually so quick. Smear tests as well, ladies, get your smear tests booked if you're due for them. It's so quick and over with, like so fast. Anyway, I got it checked. They said it looks like a cyst. Is it causing you any problems? No, it was causing me no problems whatsoever. I didn't even realise I had it, basically. 2 years passed, no problems at all. I literally didn't even think about this cyst the whole of Mila's pregnancy until, and I'm not joking when I say this, until I was like 9 centimetres dilated on the bed giving birth. And I suddenly thought to myself, oh my gosh, what if I can't push her out because of this cyst? So I told the midwife. She got like a specialist doctor to come down and check. Oh my gosh, I've never been in so much pain in my whole existence than I was when he is literally fishing around in there. I'm sorry, but oh my gosh, he had like hands that were like this big, and it was horrendous. And I can just remember saying, please get out, get off me, I'm done, I don't care, get off. And obviously I was in labour as well, so it's going to be a bit tender down there, but he said he didn't think it was an issue and that everything should be okay, but that he would get someone, a specialist, to come back after I'd given birth if needs be. So I'm then on labour, not on labour ward, and then after having delivered her, I'm sent up to the ward. So I'm on the ward, and Mila's, I don't know, 8 hours old, 6 hours old, something like that, a few hours old, and about 6 doctors come in, all wanting a good old look up there. So you know what it's like when you've just given birth. It's not ideal. It's not an ideal situation, but like I said, I'm one of those people that I didn't care. I needed it checked. I know I needed it checked, and I needed peace of mind. So all 6 of them got a good old look up there, and they concluded that it was just a cyst. Is it causing me any issues? No, it wasn't. Ignore it. So I did. And another 2 years passed. Mila's 2 years old now. In June is the first ever time I've had problem with it. It wasn't even a major problem, and I actually think it was brought on by something else. I basically got thrush. So for anyone that doesn't know, which you probably do, but thrush is just a yeast infection basically. They're very common during pregnancy. I don't usually suffer with it, but I got it in June basically. I also seem to have a cough during that time. So coughing and having thrush at the same time was irritating it, and it made it feel like it was coming out. It made it feel like it was pushing down. So when I'm saying it's internal, but right there, you know? So for anyone that's about to examine me, they don't have to go looking for it. Like, as soon as I open my legs, it's right there. You can see it. So I went to my doctor's, and he said that he needed to send me straight to gynecology at my local hospital, because he wasn't sure how to deal with it. He wasn't sure like what it was. He wasn't sure like the type of cyst, because it was internal and it wasn't external. He needed a gynecologist to basically like check it over. So this was in June. This was like the day we were going away in the caravan, I think. I went to gynecologists and got it checked, and he freaked us out so bad because he had a nurse in the room, and it was him, the gynecologist, and he was like, what am I looking at, where is it? So I was like, it's right there. Right there. He's like, okay. And then he kind of looked at the nurse like this, and it was literally 10 seconds. Like, I know that doesn't sound long, but when you laid on the bed with your legs, you know, that 10 seconds felt like a long time. And then Chris went, because Chris obviously picked up on like what's going on. Chris was like, is everything okay? What's going on? And then the gynecologist literally went, she needs an MRI. And then the nurse went, okay. And he just continued to stare at the nurse. And then Chris was like, wait, what? And then I'm like, what? I need an MRI, what? And then he was like, basically, I don't know if this is just a general, because of where it is, I don't know if this is just a general cyst that we can just cut off, basically. I don't know if it's coming from your urethra. Obviously, if it is, I will damage that if I just chop it off. You need an MRI, basically, to determine where this is coming from, because it's not a typical cyst. It's not like that one that starts with a B. Everyone that I've spoken to this about, family and very close friends, they've all said, is it that? It's not that. The one that starts with a B, I can't remember the name of it, it's not that. That's like often to the side, and it's like on the side wall, it's often external. That's not what I've got. Anyway, he did a small procedure back in June, gave me antibiotics, sent me on my way. That was fine, I was happy with that. All good. And then, in the last week, I don't know if it's the pressure of baby pushing down into my pelvis. I don't know what has caused it, but it feels like it's just ballooned. Okay, it feels, like I said before, it was small. It was like less than marble size, and it's not anymore. Less than marble size. It feels, I mean, it's not as big as an egg, but it literally feels like I'm trying to pass an egg 24/7. It's so uncomfortable. And it's not as big as an egg, but it's not, but it's big, you know. It's bigger than a large grape. I'm sorry if this is TMI for some, but I did warn you at the start of the video. Hopefully this will help anybody that's going through anything like this. But this is also going to be TMI, but it's completely covering the entrance or exit of me. So then I start worrying, like I've not got any pain or anything like that, but then I'm like panicking, like, it feels like it feels like when I like go for a pee or anything like that, it feels like it's gonna fall out. It's really hard to explain, but it's literally right there, like half out. That's what it feels like. And I can physically push it back in, but it just comes back out again. And I just suddenly had this big meltdown like a few days ago, like how am I actually supposed to give birth with this safely? And like no one seems to be bothered about it and no one seems to be worried about it, but now that it just seems to have grown, like I'm genuinely paranoid about giving birth. I don't see how a baby can't get past it because it's covering it. So surely the baby will just push it out, and surely then there'd be a chance of rupturing, infection to me, infection to the baby even. And it all just literally like suddenly just overwhelmed me. Like I didn't expect it to grow so much. Obviously none of the gynecologists or doctors did. And so I called up gynecology and I explained it to them, and they said that I need to go in for an examination and for them to look and examine it basically. And I'm wondering as well if that's why my infection markers were so high today on my urine test basically. I don't feel like I've got any sort of UTI or anything like that, but maybe if... Oh, and then also, I'm also wondering now, myself, after doing loads of research over the last week, if it's actually a cyst at all, or if it's some sort of prolapse, because that is genuinely what it feels like. Like there's pictures online of vaginal cysts, loads if you Google it. Mine doesn't look like any of them, none. But it does look like, when you type like prolapse, it does look like, I don't know what it would be a prolapse of. Like I'm not a gynecologist. I'm not even amazing with biology and things like that. But it does look more like it would be a prolapse, but then I don't know what it would be a prolapse of. It's literally right at like 12 o'clock. And it comes from really high up, but is like pulling down, if that makes sense. So it's not an external thing, it's an internal thing. So many of you guys are probably going to be like, I hope you're not eating your dinner watching this because it's just so gross. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm really worried about it. I've spoken before about having a phobia of bleeding out during labour. All of my labours I felt like this. And straight after giving birth, I'm always saying to Chris, go and have a look, see what the bleeding's like. Get down there and see what the bleeding's like. Is the blood okay? Is the blood loss okay? I don't know why, it's just a fear I have. And now that I've got this, it's just really making me feel really panicked, basically. It's the only way to describe it. I feel suffocated when I think about it. And I don't know what the outcome's going to be, because even though I've got an appointment tomorrow, I can't see what they can tell me that's going to make me feel better. Because there's two options. I have a C-section, which I don't want to have to do, and I know so many people have positive stories of cesarean sections, but I genuinely really just, I don't want to have a cesarean section. And it's not even so much like the actual procedure, which obviously I don't want that either. I don't want like the epidural, and I don't want the tugging. I don't even want to know her birth date in advance. You know, I just want it all to be spontaneous like it has been my other 5. I don't want like the 6 weeks you can't drive, or not be able to pick up Jason Mila when I come home from hospital, or be able to breastfeed comfortably. And obviously I'm going to do whatever I need to do for the baby girl and myself to keep us both safe. If they say that's the only option, I'm obviously going to do it. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying it's something I'm dreading them saying. But at the same time, if they say, no, you don't need a cesarean, I think you'll be fine with that. I'm not going to feel better. Like, I don't see how I can be fine giving birth with this completely blocking the area the baby needs to come out of, you know? So I feel like tomorrow, I'm really just hoping I get some answers that's going to reassure me enough to be comfortable about going into labour and giving birth, because right now I don't see what they can say that's going to make me feel better. I already know that I need an MRI, The only reason I've not had the MRI is because they won't perform the surgery anyway whilst I'm pregnant. So the gynaecologist said he'd send me for an urgent MRI, and I said I'd rather not have the MRI whilst I'm pregnant for obvious reasons, especially if you're not going to do the surgery anyway until after I've given birth. I might as well just have the MRI after I've given birth. And he agreed and said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. So I don't know. I feel like this is quite a rare case. I feel like there's not going to be many people that are going to relate to this, but if there is, then comment down below and let me know. Let me know your outcome. Let me know what happened with you. Let me know what you did or didn't do. Just any reassuring words. If there's anybody that's like in healthcare that knows like what this could be, let me know. I'm hoping to at least find out tomorrow if just what it is actually, just what it actually is, and have some sort of plan in order. I spoke about it to my midwife at my appointment today. She said don't leave the hospital without a plan for your delivery, because you're almost 37 weeks, baby number 6, and you know it's obviously full term, it can happen at any time, and we need to know like what we're dealing with here. So she said don't leave the hospital without a birthing plan in place. So yeah, that's basically what is going on. I'm sorry if anyone was eating whilst watching this video. I don't even know what else to say. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything out. Obviously I hate it when I film videos like this and then I stop filming. I'm like, oh, I didn't mention that, I should have mentioned that. But I think I've mentioned pretty much everything I needed to say. And I know some people are like, that's just TMI, you didn't need to tell the internet that. But at the end of the day, why? Like, it's so silly how we have like this. If this was a cyst or something wrong with an eye or my foot or my leg, then it'd be completely acceptable for me to explain it all. But sometimes just because it's like to do with your vagina or something like that, you're supposed to keep quiet. You don't share them stories. Keep it quiet. Keep it to yourself. Don't get advice from anyone. Just go see a doctor. Well, I'm sorry, but it's just another part of your body, in my opinion. It's just another part of your body, and I'm comfortable sharing it. I'm comfortable speaking about it. So, stop moaning. I'm not asking you to share your medical issues, but I am comfortable speaking about things like this. And I want my children to know that it's okay to speak about things like this if they're worried about it and they feel like they need to get advice or help or information, or it's not something to be ashamed of or something that you should hide and not talk about just because of the place that it's in. But that's where we're at. So I have an appointment with the gynecology team tomorrow. No, I don't have. I'm not at the gynecology ward tomorrow, I'm just going to obstetrics, but I'm guessing that it's all the same thing. They'll come down and do the appointment. And then I have a scan next week, but the scan's just like a growth scan for the baby girl. But yeah, so that's where we're at the minute. I'm definitely feeling pregnant. I'm definitely feeling much more tired now. I'm absolutely shattered. I hope anybody else that's pregnant in the late stages are feeling good. The heat can just absolutely do one. I can't wait for cosy, frosty mornings. And I hope that this video, if you're not going through something like this, but maybe you do in the future, helps you to realise that it's okay to talk about. It's not something you need to be ashamed of, or you need to hide, or you need to be worried or scared about seeking help and advice. Just speak about it. It's just another part of your body, huns, and you don't need to worry about it whatsoever. The best thing you can do actually is speak up, speak about it. It just, even me just saying it out loud makes me feel like I've got it off my chest. And obviously with us, we daily vlog, and we'll be vlogging tomorrow, and I don't want everyone to be like, what are you doing, what are you talking about, what's going on? So I've just feel like it's good to keep you all in the loop. But yeah, if anyone else is going through anything like this, let me know down below, because I don't know anybody at all that is. And even when I look up things online, it's so hard to find exactly what my case is. Everything else seems to be cysts, that one that I was talking about before that start with a B, and that's not what I've got. I'm sure it's not. Hopefully I'll get some answers tomorrow at the hospital. Obviously you guys will not be coming along to hospital, but I will be updating you after the appointment. And that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you back here. I hope you all enjoyed it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? I hope you find it interesting. Nope, that's also weird. Yeah, we'll be back with normal daily vlogs tomorrow.
So yeah, apparently Sarah has gone through all this, or is going through all this, and is the first person to ever go through anything like this at all. She's so unique that she's just unique. Well, we know she's unique anyway, in her most inimitable way possible. She's Sarah Ingham. And she is the lovely Sarah Ingham, who deserves all the respect and praise that ever went for anything ever. Don't have anything else to add to this. I'm sorry. Right, so if you've appreciated this video, I've tried, okay? I really have tried. I know this wasn't the best video to react to, but I think that some people might have wanted to see it, not sure, so there it was. And I personally feel very strongly, in actual fact, that this video should have been nowhere near the family channel, because it was talking about lots of different medical procedures. It was talking about lots of different anatomies of the body, which is fine. I'm not saying don't talk about any of that, right? But not on a family channel. It's not your place to educate children on the anatomies of a woman's body. It's not. Honestly, Sarah, really, it's not. So if you wanted it to be out there, put it on your own channel, talk about it, and educate people and get advice from people and things like that. But that's fine. But the reason you put it on your channel is because you didn't have anything else to film. You wanted an extra day off vlogging, which, you know, is your prerogative, you know. And you wanted more money out of it, because you wouldn't have got much money if you put it on your other channel. So yeah, there's that. So anybody do you have any comments, leave them below. Let me know your opinions on this situation, Sarah's situation, or even my situation. And until next time, please give this video a massive thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Take care of yourselves, and bye bye.